This conference will now be recorded.
So, okay, first topic is what is Linux and why we are using Linux. So, what is Linux? Linux is nothing but a command. So, Linux is the command line interface operating system. So, and Linux is not just a Unix user. Linux is the clone of operating system, right? So, and Linux is most important achievement of free software. It has been developed for businesses, education, and personal productivity purpose. Okay, so that is the main definition for Linux. So, but why we are using Linux? Why we are using Linux means, so the first point is Linux is the open source operating system. So open source is nothing but free tier service. Okay, so the next one is access to source code, highly secure website, and it runs faster when compared to GUI. GUI is nothing but graphical user interface. Okay, so actually what is Linux? So what is Linux? So here Linux is the operating system. Okay, so Linux is the operating system. So what is an operating system? So operating system is the interface between user and computer. Operating system is nothing but a interface between user or computer, or else it is a system software. So operating system is a system software. Okay, so the operating system is the most important program that runs on a computer. So every general purpose computer must have an operating system to run other programs. So that is the main advantage of operating system, right? So it has classified into two types. Operating system has classified into two types. So those types are, so wait a minute. So operating systems are classified into two types. One is single user systems. So first one is single user systems, and second type is multi-user systems. Multi-user systems. So those are classified into two types. One is single user system and second one is multi-user system. So what is single user system and what is multi-user system, and what is the comparison between single user and multi-user systems? So first we will discuss on single user system. So single user system is nothing but it provides a platform for only one user at a time. That is called single user system. For example, DOS is the single DOS. DOS is the single user system. So DOS is purely command line interface operating system. So DOS is the purely command line interface operating system. So single user system is nothing but provides a platform for only one user at a time. So that is called single user system, right? So here example is, so in single user system example is DOS. DOS operating system. DOS also works with command line interface. So the next, what is multi-user system? So multi-user system is nothing but it is quite opposite to single user system. That means more than one user can access some system resources like CPUs, applications, memory, printers, scanners, and etc. etc. So those all are under multi-user systems. So more than one user can access some system resources, that is called multi-user system. So multi-user system examples are, one is Unix. So one is Unix and second one is Linux. So those two are multi-user systems. Okay. So those are the operating system types. So now coming to the next point is features of Linux. So next point is features of Linux. So here we have so many features in Linux. And the first feature is multi-user. First feature is multi-user. So multi-user is nothing but, so what is multi-user? A multi-user operating system allows more than one user to share some computer systems at the same time. That is called multi-user. So multi-user is nothing but a multi-user operating system allows more than one user to share some computer system at the same time. That is called multi-user. So this is one feature in Linux. So here so many features are there. So then second feature is multitasking. So it will perform multitasking also. So second feature is multitasking. So what is multitasking? So multitasking is nothing but more than one program can be run at a time. So more than one program can be run at a time. The main concept of multitasking is maximum utilization of CPU resources. So the multitasking main concept of multitasking is maximum utilization of CPU resources. So that is another feature in Linux. So the next feature is open system. So the next feature of Linux is open system. So this is the third feature. So open system is nothing but Unix is open source code. Unix or Linux, those two are open source codes. That is, any user can modify Linux open source code according to their ideas and requirements. So Unix is the open system, open source code. You can modify anywhere, anywhere and any location, right? So that is called open system. So using Linux open source, you can create some modifications. So those modifications are, so we have so many MNC companies are there. For example, Sun Microsoft. So Sun Microsoft. So this is one MNC plus adding some additional features. Adding some additional features. So is equal to Sun Solaris. So this is called open system. So this is called open system. So here so many examples are there, like IBM plus add some additional information or add some additional features is equal to IBM AIX. So one more example is there, Microsoft is also there. Microsoft plus add some additional features is equal to XENIX. Okay, so open source is nothing but the Unix or Linux. The Unix or Linux both is open source code. First of all, Linux is the open source code. Any user can modify Linux open source code according to their ideas and requirements. So you clearly observe the definition. అంటే మన ఓపెన్ సోర్స్ కోడ్, లైక్ మన లైనక్స్ లో ఉన్న ప్రతి కమాండ్స్ ని కానీ దేనినైనా అవర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ మనకి నచ్చినట్టుగా మార్చుకొని మనకి నచ్చిన విధంగా దాన్ని కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఓపెన్ సిస్టమ్. సో దట్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ లైనక్స్. ఓకే, సో లైనక్స్ ఈజ్ డివైడెడ్. So the next point is distributors of Linux. So here so many distributors available in Linux. So distributors of Linux. So here so many distributors available in Linux. So the first distributor is Red Hat. Red Hat is, so first one is the Red Hat Linux. Second one is SUSE. So then third one is Ubuntu. Sorry. So third one is Ubuntu and fourth one is Puppy. And the fifth one is Stackware. So then sixth one is CentOS. Sorry, CentOS. And seventh one is OEL. And eighth one is Fedora. And ninth one is Whitebox. So those are all are distributors of Linux. All are working with purely Linux commands. Those are the distributors of Linux. One is Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Puppy, Slackware, Puppy or Puppet, Slackware, CentOS, OEL, Fedora, and Whitebox. So majorly we are using Red Hat. SUSE, Ubuntu, CentOS. Okay. So now the next feature is the next feature in Linux is security. So the next feature is security. So this feature number fourth one. So fourth feature is security. So by using Linux operating will provide security for our resources. And the security concept is divided into two parts. So one is first part is system level security, and second one is first one is system level security, and second one is file level security. So first security type is system level security, and second type is file level security. So what is a system level security and what is file level security? So here system level security is nothing but controlled by system. System level security is controlled by system administrators. Administrator is nothing but who are the admin for server. Those are those only controlled by system level security. So then next point is file level security. So file level security is nothing but controlled by owner of the file. So that is the main difference between system level security and file level security. So system level security is nothing but controlled by system administrators. File level security is nothing but controlled by owner of the files. Okay. So now coming to the next feature. So that is the fifth one. Fifth feature is portability. So fifth feature is portability. What is portability? Portability means independent of hardware and processor. So portability is nothing but portability means independent of hardware and processor. So the next option is next feature is communication. So the next feature is communication. The main concept of communication facility, exchanging of information. So the main concept of communication is nothing but exchanging of information, or else files from one user account to another user account. That is called communication. So this is one feature in Linux operating system, right? So now coming to the next point is programming facility. That is the last one. So that is the last one, seventh one. So next feature is programming facility. So programming facility is nothing but here in this programmatic facility, Linux operating system provides shell. So in this programming facility, Linux operating system provides shell. Shell works like a programming language. Shell works like a programming language. It provides commands and keywords. So that is called programming facility. Okay, so any Linux, Unix, or any Linux related flavored operating systems provides only shell. So in this Linux, shell works like as a programming language. It provides commands and keywords. Okay, it provides commands on keyboards. So what is the difference between scripting language and programming language? So now what is the difference between scripting language and programming language? So scripting language and programming language. So anyone know about that? So no one can respond. So what is the difference between scripting and programming language? So please respond.
Scripting language provides script for the code. Programming language code for the
programming language means
instructions.
set of
Scripting language
instructions.
focus more on syntaxes.
Yeah, it is exactly correct. So we have so many differences in scripting and programming language. So now the first difference is it is an interpreter based language. Scripting is the interpreter based language, right? So programming language is compiler based language. That is the main difference between scripting and programming language. So script is the interpreter based language, programming language is the compiler based language. Okay, so the second point is does not create .exe files in script. So in script we does not create .exe files. Exe. So in script we had to create only .sh files. Okay, so in scripting language does not create .exe files, but in programming language create .exe files also. So that is one difference. So the next difference is no need to compile the program. So in scripting, no need to compile the program, but in language need to compile the program. So need to compile the program. So program ni compile cheyalante we need some compilers like Python, ideally those all are the compilers. Java program compile cheyalante so some compiler kavali. At the same time .NET ki Visual Studio ani compiler kavali. Python ki IDLE or Jupyter. Those are the compilers for Python. So, but in scripting, no need to compile the program. So compile chain అవసరం లేదు. ఎలా చేస్తాం? You just create sample folder. So that folder name is sample.sh. So that is my file. So again, I'll show the example. Actually, this is my terminal. So now check this path. ls say okay. So now clear my screen by using clear command. So this is our Linux terminal. So presently I am in home directory. Now I get back to root directory by using cd space enter. So now I am in root user, right? So in scripting, no need to compile the program. So how to compile that program? So here one more example is there. So I need to create one sample file by using nano editor. Nano is the editor in Linux. Nano space sample1.sh. So my script extension is .sh. So sample1 is the file name and .sh is the extension for this particular scripting language. Enter. So this is the text field. You can add some content in this field. So now I can add some content. So hello, welcome to APSSDC online training program. So welcome to APSSDC online training program. So and then save this file by using Control X. Control X is nothing but exist. It will ask save modified buffer. So if you want to save this file, you just type Y in your keyboard. Otherwise, type N in your keyboard. So now I want to save this file. That's what I am entering Y and again click. So now my file is successfully created and my file name is sample1.sh and sample1 is the file name and .sh is the extension for this file. Okay. So the next run this file. How to run this file? So in this file we have some content. How to view that file? So by using cat command. So cat space sample1.sh and enter. So this is our file output, right? Hello, welcome to APSSDC online training program. So here you cannot use any compiler, right? So but in programming language need to compile the program. So that is a major difference between scripting language and programming language. Now coming to the next point, it takes less lines of code. So in scripting takes less lines of code, but in programming more lines are required. So here one more point is there. reduce cost of maintenance. In scripting language, reduce cost of maintenance, but in programming language, increase cost of maintenance. Those are the main difference between scripting language and programming language. So, but in Linux related flavors, we are mainly using only script languages. Okay, so those are the features in Linux and Linux. So first feature is, so here the first feature is multi-user, second feature is multitasking, third feature is open system, and fourth feature is security. In security is divided into two types. One is single level security, second one is file level security. So on fifth feature is portability, and sixth feature is communication, and last but one is programming facility. Is programming facility is divided into two things. One is scripting language and programming language. Okay, so already know about scripting and programming languages, right? So any doubts in Linux and features of Linux? So any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. We'll continue. Okay, fine. So the next, coming to the next point is architecture of Linux operating system. So the next point is, this is the third thing. So third thing is architecture of OS. So not only Linux, OS, architecture of OS. So why we are not allocating Linux means, so in this command line interface we have so many Linux operating systems are there. Those Linux operating systems are Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Puppet, Slack, CentOS, Fedora, and OpenStack. Okay. ఇక్కడ మీకు ఏదైతే 8 ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఫ్లేవర్స్ ఉన్నాయో ప్రతి ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క వర్కింగ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ సేమ్. సో ఈచ్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ వర్కింగ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అండ్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఈజ్ సేమ్. సో నౌ I will draw the diagram. So I'll take paint. So this architecture is purely dependent on 4-tier. So 4-tiers. So I'll show the architecture. This is the first tier. So this tier called user. This tier called user. So what is user? User is nothing but an individual, right? User is nothing but individual who uses the available hardware and software resources. Those are the users. Okay, so we are the users. So that is the first tier in Linux architecture. So now coming to the second tier. So this is the second tier. So second tier is nothing but shell. So second tier is nothing but shell. So what is shell? So what is shell? So shell is nothing but command line interpreter. So shell is nothing but command line interpreter. The shell access request from user and the checks commands existency, and the checks command is exist. If the command is exist, then it converts into the kernel understandable language and it sends a given request to kernel. The shell access interface between user and kernel. So the shell access interface between user and kernel. So the shell is the mediator for user and kernel. So here actually shell is the mediator for user and kernel. Okay, here then the third tier is so here the third tier is, so here the third tier is kernel. This tier called kernel. So this tier called kernel. So here we have one more tier is there. The last tier is hardware. So this tier called hardware. So this tier called hardware. So this is the entire architecture in Linux. Linux related flavors. First tier is user. User is nothing but an individual. So the next one is shell. Shell is nothing but a command line interface. The shell access request from users and the checks the command existence. If the command exists, then it converts into kernel understandable language and it sends the given request to kernel. Okay, the shell access interface between user and kernel. The shell access interface between user and kernel. So actually this is the architecture. So ఈ architecture ఎలా డిజైన్ చేయబడిందంటే I'll show you. So actually this is the user. User is nothing but we are the users. So first user enters into this location. So users entered into this location. Shell is nothing but command line interpreter. Command line interpreter is nothing but this is the command line interpreter. So this is the command line interpreter. Now I install one command like sudo apt get install update. So actually this is Ubuntu 20.04 operating system. Now I update this operating system by using this command. The command is sudo apt-get update. Okay, so this is the input. Okay, ఈ ఇన్పుట్ ఎవరు ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నారు? మీ ఐ మీన్ యూజర్. అంటే యూజర్ అనేవాడు దేనికి ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నాడు ఇన్పుట్ ని? షెల్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద షెల్. సో దిస్ బ్లాక్ కలర్ విండో ఇస్ ద షెల్, రైట్? సో ఈ షెల్ లో మనం ఇచ్చిన ఇన్పుట్ ఏంటి? sudo apt-get update. సో దిస్ ఈస్ హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. sudo apt-get update అంటే ఈ కమాండ్ ఎవరు చూసినా కానీ ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది ఏంటి కమాండ్. సో మన యొక్క అంటే మన ఓన్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ లైక్ ఉబుంటు 20.04 యొక్క ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ని అప్డేట్ చేయడం కోసం ఈ కమాండ్ ని యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, రైట్? సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ దిస్ లాంగ్వేజ్ కాల్డ్ హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. But kernel does not understand, but operating system does not understand human understandable language. Kernel understands only, so kernel understands, operating system understands only which type of language? Binary values like 000, 001, 010, 100, and 00. So those are the binary values. Okay, so operating system can understand only binary values. Okay, operating system can understand only binary values, but we are given హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. అంటే ఈ హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ని మన ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ రీడ్ చేయగలగాలి. రీడ్ చేస్తున్నా డైరెక్ట్ ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుంది? సో షెల్ టు హార్డ్వేర్కి వెళ్ళగానే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏమవుతుంది? విల్ గెట్ ఎన్ ఎర్రర్. సో ద ఎర్రర్ కాల్డ్, సో I can't understand your language. So because we are providing human understandable language, but operating system can understand only binary values. That's what we are getting this type of error. Okay, so now what we do? So ikkada em cheyochu? So by using kernel concept, we will convert our human understandable language to binary language and binary language to human understandable language. The main work of kernel is converts into human understandable language to binary value and binary value to human understandable language. That is the main work of kernel. Okay, so this is the third step. So shell to kernel. So in kernel it converts human understandable language to binary value. So then kernel sends to binary value for hardware. So without hardware is nothing but RAM, processor, motherboard, CPUs, all those are the hardware requirements. Without hardware, we can't install, we can't set up any operating system. So here hardware is the very important role in line any command line or graphical user interface. Okay, so without hardware we can't set up any type of operations. So hardware is the plays very main role in this entire architecture. So user gives input. So that input is sudo apt-get update. So this is a human understandable language. So in kernel converts this language to binary value. So this binary value sends to hardware operating system, and hardware return back to. So hardware return back to kernel. So hardware written back to kernel. That language is only binary. So the next kernel converts binary language to human understandable language, and it will send to shell. Okay, shell. So again enter. Now I click enter. ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది, మనకి బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతుంది. ప్రాసెస్ జరిగి మనకి ఒక అవుట్పుట్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయబడింది. సో దట్ అవుట్పుట్ ఈస్ reading packages list is successfully done. So reading package list is successfully done. So this is the human understandable language. So here we are not getting any binary values. Here we are getting only human understandable language. ఇక్కడ హ్యూమన్ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో మనకి అవుట్పుట్ ఎలా జనరేట్ అయింది? సో ఇట్ బై యూజింగ్ కెర్నల్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, so shell provides output to user. So this is our output. Done is our output. Okay, so this is the entire architecture in Linux related operating systems. Okay, so any doubts in this architecture, you please let me know. So any doubts? So entire architecture is depends on this architecture only. So anywhere. So any doubts in this architecture, you please let me know. So otherwise we will continue the session. So actually shell is the command line interpreter. In here we have so many types of shells are there. So types of shells. So we have 5 types of shells. First one is shell name. So first shell name is Bourne shell. So this is one type of shell. And second shell name is bash shell. And third shell name is corn shell. And fifth shell name is Jet shell. And fifth shell is C shell. Those are the shell names. Okay, so and developed by so then Bourne shell is developed by Stephen Bourne. So Bourne shell is developed by Stephen Bourne, and bash also developed by Stephen Bourne. Okay, and corn shell is developed by David Cohn. And Jet shell is developed by Paul. And C shell is developed by Bill Joy. So C shell is developed by Bill Joy. And prompt types are, so prompt type. So prompt is nothing but this is the prompt. So command prompt is there, JavaScript prompt is there, and PowerShell prompt is there. Here we have different prompts are there. So but in shell scripting we have mainly 5 types: Bourne shell, bash shell, corn shell, Jet shell, and C shell. So in Bourne shell prompt is $, and bash shell prompt also $. and con shell also $, and vol shell also $. But in C shell we are using hash. So but in C shell we are using hash. And interpreters. So what are the interpreters in all shells? Interpreter names. Interpreter names in below types. So in first Bourne shell interpreter is sh. So dot sh. So but in bash we are using bash. So but in bash we are using bash. But in con shell ksh. But in Z shell we are using zsh. So but in C we are using csh. So those are the interpreters in these 5 shells. Okay, so these are the types in shells. So in this architecture we already discussed on users, shells and types of shells. We have 5 types of shells. Those shells are Bourne shell, bash shell, con shell, Z shell and C shell, and developed by Stephen and David Cohn, Paul and Bill Joy. So this is the prompt for particular cell, and this is the interpreter name for our particular cells. Okay. So the next kernel. So what is we already were on kernel concept. Actually, a kernel is the heart of the operating system. So without kernel, we can't create any operations in Linux or Windows. So actually, kernel is the heart of the operating system. So, okay, the kernel is responsible for interaction with the hardware and producing outputs to the screen. So the kernel is responsible for interacting with the hardware and producing output to the screen. So the definition for kernel is the kernel is responsible for interacting with the hardware. So kernel interacting with the hardware and producing output to the screen. So this is our output. So reading packages list is done. So this is the output. This output is produced in our laptop or desktop screens. Okay. So the next one is Linux is truly just a kernel. So you agree that point. So first you agree that point. Linux is truly just a kernel. Okay. So now coming to the next point is this is the architecture of operating system. So the next concept is difference between Linux and Windows. So now we know the difference between Linux and Windows. So anyone doubts in architecture concept, you please let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue for next topic. So the next topic name is difference between Linux and Windows. సో ఈ డిఫరెన్స్ మీరు ఈజీగా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చండి. ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ యూనిక్స్ అండ్ విండోస్? యూనిక్స్ ఆర్ లైనక్స్ ఆర్ విండోస్? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ లైనక్స్ అండ్ విండోస్? సో ప్లీజ్ రెస్పాండ్. So first
Linux
difference.
is command line interface.
Yeah, Linux is command line interface, but Windows is graphical user interface. That is correct answer. So I'll get one message. Linux is more secure. Yes, when compared to Windows, Linux is more secure operating system. So the first difference is Linux is the command line interface. Windows is graphical user interface. So in graphical user interface is nothing but like Windows. So this is our Windows operating system. In this operating system, now I go to my computer. I just click on this option, this computer. So in this field we have three drives, C, D and E. And ఇక్కడ ప్రతి ఆపరేషన్ మనం ఎలా పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తున్నాం by using click events. So here we are not using any commands. So in graphical user interface we are not using any commands. We are just using only click events or image representations. So that is called graphical user interface. But in Linux we are using only commands. So like sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get upgrade, sudo apt-get install, those all are commands in Linux. So without commands we can't do anything on Linux. So that's what we are called it as GUI, graphical CLI, command line interface, right? So that is the first point. So then second point is it is the Linux is more secure. So when compared to Windows, Linux is more secure operating system. So that is the second point. And third point is it is multi-user and multitasking operating system. So Linux is multi-user and multitasking operating system, but Windows also same like Linux. This is also multi-user and multitasking operating system. So now coming to the fourth point, to boot Linux OS, to boot Linux operating system, we need 2 MB RAM. So 2 MB RAM. But in Windows, we need 12 MB of RAM is required. But in Windows, we need 12 MB RAM is required. So that is the main difference between Linux and Windows. So in Linux, we need 2 MB is enough, but in Windows, we need 12 MB. Okay. So the next one is Linux is process-based concept, and Windows is thread-based concept. Okay. So the next point is unlimited users working on the server. So in Linux, unlimited users working on the server, but in Windows, limited users working on the server. But in Windows, limited users working on the server. That is also one of the difference. So the next point is Unix is the open source operating system. That is very, very, very important point. Unix is the open source operating system. So Windows is the closed system. So open source is nothing but, so that is the free source service. So anyone can configure this type of operating system. No need to pay any amount to so Linux or any third party companies, right? So but Windows is closed system. Closed system is nothing but, so for suppose Windows operating system launch cheyalante we need operating system, right? సో ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంటే సరిపోతుందా? సో ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ తో పాటు we need some extra configurations. Configuration is nothing but key. We need some extra key. So that key is paid key. అంటే పే చేస్తేనే మనకి కీ అనేది ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది, రైట్? అంటే ఉబుంటుకి అలాంటి ఆప్షన్స్ ఏమి లేదు. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఓపెన్ సోర్స్. ఓపెన్ సోర్స్ is nothing but free source. Okay, so Windows is the closed source. So then now coming to the next point is it is a portable operating system. So Linux is the portable operating system and Windows is non-portable operating system. So in Linux no downtime is there, but in Windows some downtime is there. So that is the main difference between Linux and Windows operating system. So here Linux is the purely command line interface and Windows is the purely graphical user interface. So then any doubts in Linux and Windows operating system, you please let me know. Otherwise we'll continue for another concept. That concept name we call it as file systems. So any doubts? So any doubts? Okay, fine. So the next concept is the next concept name is we already covered 4 topics. This is the fifth topic. Fifth topic name is file system. So here one example is that I take browser tab. I take a browser. So here we have different file system hierarchy. We have one file system hierarchy is there. Now open that file system hierarchy. The file system hierarchy in Linux. Enter. So images. So this is the hierarchy. Now open that hierarchy. So I already downloaded this file. So this is our hierarchy. So every file system is under root directory. So in Linux, every file system is under root directory. Root directory is indicated / symbol. Okay. So every file system is under root directory. So here one more example is there. Now I draw one more architecture. Again new. So actually this is the Windows operating system, and this one is Linux operating system, right? So this one is Windows. First one is Windows, and second one is Linux. Second one is Linux. So in Windows we have so many drives. So in Windows we have so many drives. So this is one drive. This is second drive, and this is the third drive. So same like my system. So same like this. So in my system I have 3 types. One is C, D, E. So first drive name is C, second drive name is D, and third drive name is E. So this is Windows file system hierarchy. So this is Windows file system hierarchy. Windows file system hierarchy ఎలా ఉంటుంది? సో మల్టిపుల్ డ్రైవ్స్ ఉంటాయి. మల్టిపుల్ డ్రైవ్స్ ఒకదానితో ఒకటి సంబంధం ఉండదు. అంటే సి డ్రైవ్ లో ఉన్న డేటాని డి డ్రైవ్ నుండి యాక్సెస్ చేయలేము, డి డ్రైవ్ లో ఉన్న డేటాని ఈ డ్రైవ్ నుండి యాక్సెస్ చేయలేము, అలానే ఈ డ్రైవ్ లో ఉన్న డేటాని సి డ్రైవ్ లో కానీ డి డ్రైవ్ లో నుండి కానీ యాక్సెస్ చేయలేము. అంటే ఏ డ్రైవ్ కి ఆ డ్రైవ్ సపరేట్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద విండోస్ ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్ హైరార్కీ. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ విండోస్ ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్ హైరార్కీ. సో ఈచ్ డ్రైవ్ is separate, each drive is different. Okay, but in Linux file system hierarchy, so but in Linux file system hierarchy is, so here we have only one directory is there, one drive is there, so that is called root. So here we have only one drive, so that is called root. So root indicates / symbol. So that is the main difference between Linux and Windows. So in this architecture, we have only one directory and different file systems in. So one directory, that directory is root directory. Those all are subdirectories in this file system. All directories is under root. అంటే ప్రతి దానికి ఒకదానితో ఒకటి ఇంటర్ రిలేషన్ ఉంటుంది. So that is the main advantage of Linux, and that is the main difference between the Linux and Windows. Windows లో మనకి ఒక డ్రైవ్ నుండి ఇంకొక డ్రైవ్ కి యాక్సెస్ చేయలేము, బట్ ఇన్ Linux రూట్ నుండి ఏ డైరెక్టరీ నుండి అయినా యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు. హియర్ bin is one directory, boot is another directory, dev is another directory, etc is one directory, home, lib, media, month, opt, sbin, servo, temp, user, and pro. All are under in root directory only. Okay, so all are in root directory. సో ఇక్కడ ఇన్ని డైరెక్టరీస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇన్ని డైరెక్టరీస్ లో ప్రతి డైరెక్టరీ ఖాళీగా ఉంటుందా అంటే ఉండదు. సో నౌ I check. So for example /etc. So again back to my command prompt. So presently I am in root user. Now I move to etc by using cd command. Cd is the change directory. So presently I am in root directory. Now I move this directory by the directory is etc cd space /etc and enter. So previously we are in root directory. Now I am in etc directory. Now type ls. So in this directory we have so many folders, so many directories, and so many song configuration files are there. In this etc we have so many files, so many directories, so many configuration files, and so many folders are there. Okay, those all are Unix or Linux related configuration files. Okay, now coming to the architecture. First directory is bin. So bin is nothing but binary files. So in this architecture, first type is bin. So bin is nothing but binary files. So it contains commands used by all users. So in bin, binary files is nothing but commands used by all users. But in boot. So the next part is boot. All portable files in this location only. All portable files is available in this location. /boot. So /boot is contains system portable files and bootloader information and kernel related information for Linux. So everything will be in boot. So the next one is /dev. So dev is nothing but all device files informations similar to device manager of Windows. So it is just like Linux. Linux is so Linux, every device treated as a file. So in Linux, every device treated as a file. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ లైనక్స్ లో ఈ డెవ్ అనే పాత్ లో ఏ ఫైల్ ఉన్నా దట్ ఈస్ ట్రీటెడ్ యాజ్ ఎ ఫైల్. సో దట్స్ enough. Okay, so now coming to the next directory is /etc. So /etc is nothing but all system configuration files are in /etc. So all system configuration files. So those all are system configuration files. Those all are system configuration files. Those all are in etc. So etc is nothing but all system configuration files in /etc directory. So the next one is home. Okay, so the next one is home. So what is home? So there is a home directory. I think home directory andariki idea unde untundi. So it is home directory for other users. It provides working environment for the other users except root user. So home directory for other users, it provides working environment for other users. So working environment ఏంటి ఒక అకౌంట్ లో అంటే ఒక రూట్ అకౌంట్ నుండి మల్టిపుల్ వర్కింగ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే ప్రతి వర్కింగ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది? హోమ్ డైరెక్టరీలో క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది ఎక్సెప్ట్ రూట్ యూజర్ అని ఎందుకు పర్టికులర్ గా మనం డిఫైన్ చేసామంటే సో రూట్ ఈస్ దిస్ వన్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ప్రతి డైరెక్టరీ ఈజ్ అండర్ రూట్ డైరెక్టరీ, రైట్? దట్స్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ allocating except I'm using except root use. Okay, so here so many directories are there like media. So media, opt. So opt is nothing but it is the optional directory for users. It contains third-party softwares. It is the optional directory for users. Optional directory. It contains third-party softwares and third-party related softwares ఏమైనా కావాలనుకోండి లైక్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటే చూడండి ఒకసారి. Again clear. So again back to my root directory cd. So the next cd space /opt and enter. So ls. So here we don't have any files. So ఇక్కడ ఏముంది? ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ ఆప్షనల్ డైరెక్టరీ. ఓకే, సో ఇందులో ఏమవుతుంది, ఇట్ కంటైన్స్ థర్డ్ పార్టీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్. ఓన్లీ థర్డ్ పార్టీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ మనం ఏదైనా డంప్ చేసుకుంటేనే ఉంటాయి, లేదంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఎంటీ ఉంటుంది ఎల్ఎల్. సో ఇక్కడ ఇవి కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఫైల్స్, ఇవి హిడెన్ ఫైల్స్ అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ఎల్ఎస్ అండ్ ఎల్ఎల్? ఎల్ఎస్ మీన్స్ మనకి ఓన్లీ షో విజిబిలిటీ ఉన్న ఫైల్స్ మాత్రమే డిస్ప్లే చేస్తున్నాం. ఎల్ఎల్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ డిస్ప్లేస్ బోత్, ఇట్ డిస్ప్లేస్ హిడెన్ ఫైల్స్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, ఓకే. సో వీటన్నిటిని డిస్కస్ చేయడం కోసం మనకు చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. ఓకే, మీరు ఇంటర్నెట్ లో బ్రౌజ్ చేస్తే తెలుస్తుంది బిన్ అంటే ఏంటి, బిన్ లో ఎలాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఆప్ట్ లో ఎలాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, టెంప్ లో ఎలాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, యూజర్స్ లో ఎలాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, మనం మీరు ఇంటర్నెట్ లో రెఫర్ చేసి చెక్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అవర్ ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్ హైరార్కీ. సో ఇన్ దిస్ all directories is under root directory. Okay, so any doubts in this file system hierarchy, please let me know. So any file system related hierarchy, please let me know. So any doubts? సో ఇక్కడ క్లియర్ గా ఉంది చూడండి, ఇక్కడ పక్కనే క్లియర్ గా ఈటీసీ is nothing but host specific system configurations. Home is nothing but user home directories. Lib is nothing but shared libraries. All shared libraries is available in lib directory. Okay, SRV means data for service for system, from system. So temp means temporary files. Every temporary file is in temp directory. User is nothing but user utilities and applications. User utility and application files are in user directory. Okay, so at a particular file, particular specific location lo matram mana host chesukovali. Okay, so already done 5 concepts. So first concept name is what is Linux and why we are using Linux commands. So then second concept name is features of Linux, and third concept name is so scripting language and programming, difference between scripting and programming language. That is also second point, don't worry. So then third point is architecture of operating system. So and fifth point is types of fourth point is difference between Linux and Windows, and fifth one is file system hierarchy. So this is the demonstration session. If you have any doubts in demonstration, you please let me know. So this is the Linux terminal, just like a terminal. Now I back to root. So now clear my screen by using clear command. Now clear my screen using clear command. So here we have some basic commands. So in before that we know something like hash and dollar symbols. Hash and dollar. So what is mean by dollar and what is mean by hash? Hash is nothing but root user prompt. And dollar is nothing but user working prompt. సో యూజర్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాంప్ట్. ఓకే, సో ఈ రెండింటికి మధ్య వ్యత్యాసం ఏంటనేది ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, సో నౌ ఐ క్రియేట్ వన్ యూజర్ ఇన్ దిస్ అకౌంట్. ఓకే, సో ద కమాండ్ ఈజ్ యూజర్ యాడ్ స్పేస్ APS PC123. So that is my user add space APSSDC123 and enter. So user is created successfully. Now allocate some password for that particular user, APSSDC123 user. How to allocate password? So here we have one more command, passwd space and provide username APSSDC123. So password for this particular user, enter. So new password, and password is 123456, enter. Again retype the password 123456, enter. So now I got one message, password updated successfully. So now we are successfully created APSSDC123 user. So now check whether it is created or not. How to check this user? So here we have one more command, cat space etc slash. So etc, all users are in etc directory. All users are in etc directory. Okay, etc slash. So our username is etc slash password. PASSWORD కాదు, PASSWORD, and enter. So this is our user. So my user is successfully created and my username is APSSDC123. Okay. So here hash is nothing but root user prompt. Now I am in root directory, right? Now I am in root directory. That's what we are getting this type of symbol. For in user, so we already created APSSDC123. Now log into this user by using putty. సో కంగారు పడకండి, ఇది రేపు డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము ఎలా లాగిన్ అవ్వాలనేది. అంటే నేను యూజర్ ప్రాంప్ట్ కి రూట్ ప్రాంప్ట్ కి మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటనేది చూపిస్తున్నాను. APSSDC123 @myputty login, myputty IP address. So where is my yeah, so this wait a minute. So this is my Linux instance address, Control V, and సో ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే చేస్తున్నారని కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకండి. we will discuss on tomorrow session, don't worry. సో నేను యూజర్ ప్రాంప్ట్ కి నార్మల్ ప్రాంప్ట్ కి మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటో చూపిస్తున్నాను అంతే. సో నౌ లాగిన్ యాజ్, వెయిట్ ఎ మినిట్, చేంజ్ సెట్టింగ్స్, appearance, and click on change, and by default the size is 10. Now I need to change 10 to 16 and apply. Okay, so now using username APSSDC123. So the next password for this user, password we are already allocated one password for this user. That password is 123456 and enter. So the next clear. So password display avadi meer enter chesinappudu. So this is dollar is nothing but, so here dollar is nothing but user working directory, user working prompt. So now check this user by using who am I. So I am in APSSDC123 user. This is the root user. So this is the root user. This is the user working directory. అంటే ఏం చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ, ఈ రూట్ డైరెక్టరీ నుండి ఒక యూజర్ ని క్రియేట్ చేశాను. సో ఎప్పుడు రూట్ లో వర్క్ చేసేవాడికి సింబల్ వచ్చి ఇది. సో root defines this symbol and user defines dollar symbol. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు డాలర్ లో వర్క్ అవుతున్నారో, సో ఒక యూజర్ నుండి వర్క్ చేస్తున్నట్టు. ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు హ్యాష్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారో, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ రూట్. సో we know the difference between root user prompt and user working prompt. So this screen is the root user prompt and this screen is user working prompt. Okay, so all of you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, సో డౌట్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే అడగండి. డౌట్ ఏదైనా డౌట్, ఏ చిన్న డౌట్ వచ్చినా కానీ అడగండి. ఓకే, సో అడగకుండా అలా ఉండకండి. ఏ డౌట్ వచ్చినా కానీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేద్దాం, అడగండి. ఓకే. సో now I close my user working directory. Yes. So the next, clear my screen. So here we have some basic commands. First command is displays current username. How to display current user by using log name. So my user is Ubuntu. So in another terminal, our username is APSSTC123. But in root, our username is Ubuntu. By using this command, we will find out our current username. Okay. So now I am in Ubuntu user. Okay. The next command is pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. So to find the present working directory, now I am in root directory. Slash is nothing but, so here slash is nothing but root directory. Clear? So slash is nothing but root directory. Now I am in root directory. Now I am working with root directory. So the next command is display current date and time. So display the current date and time by using date command, date and enter. So today is Monday and month is May 17th, and this is 11:49:03 is the UTC time, and year is 2021. Okay. So the next one is display current month calendar. Display current month calendar by using cal command. So by using cal command to display current month calendar. So this is the current month calendar, right? So the next, to display particular year total months. So to display a particular year total months. So how to display these things means cal space your required year. My required year is 2021 and enter. So it displays overall calendar in 2021. Okay. So again here. So the next command is in 2021 year. In 2021 year, display 4th month calendar. So we need only 4th month. In 2021, we need only 4th month calendar. How to print this calendar? Cal space. So 4 or first 1 space 2021. Cal space 01 is month, 2021 is year. Enter. So this is the 2021 first month calendar. Okay. So the next command is to display the information about all the users who have logged into the system. So to display the information about all the users who have logged into the system by using who command. Who. So who is nothing but Ubuntu. I am in Ubuntu. So here we can use one more command, who am I. So in we are using row. So but in who I am using Ubuntu. So Ubuntu it displays the current username. Ubuntu is the current username. Root is the directory, current working directory. We know the difference between Ubuntu and row. So Ubuntu is the current username. Root is the present current working directory. So that is the major difference between Ubuntu and row. Okay. So who am I is nothing but display the current username. So the next one is to display complete information about all the users. So to display complete information about all the users who are logged in. So the command is finger and enter. So here we have only one user. That username is Ubuntu. So if you can log in some other users at the time, they can display that type of users also. Okay. So the next command is how long server up or running and how many users connected and load average time for this particular user. So the command is, so the command first observe the thing like how long server up and running. So that is the first point, and second point is how many users connected in this user, and third point is load average time. So how to find out those three things? So by using uptime command, enter. So this is the uptime. So this is we have one user. So this is the load for this particular user. We have no load in this user. Why? Because no user in this account. So only I am the admin. I am the admin in this account. We don't have any load in this particular user. That's what we are getting 000 values. Okay. So the next command is check the terminal position. Check the terminal position by using TTY. So now my terminal is in dev to PTS to 0. So my present terminal is dev PTS 0. Now I'm in dev PTS 0 location. Okay. So the next command is displace disk free space. So displace disk free space by using df. D is the display, F is the free space. So my disk space is this. My disk is in dev/root location, and my disk space is 8 GB. So actually this operating system space is 8 GB. Out of 8 GB, we already used 1.8 GB, and available space is 6.18 GB. Used state is 24%, and this disk is in root directory. So this disk is in root directory. Okay. So this is the total space, and this is user space, and this is available space, and this is the user's percentage, and this overall disk space is in root directory. Okay. Then coming to the next point is DU. DU is nothing but disk uses information. DU is nothing but disk uses information. This is the disk uses information. So we will get more information if you want to back in root directory by clicking on Control X or Control Z. Control X, Control C or Control Z. So this is the overall disk uses information. So the next command is clear command. Already aware on that. So clear and clear. So the next command is create one new file by using touch command. Create one new file by using touch command. So command is touch space sample123.txt. So now check whether it is created or not. So again by using ls command, ls. So ls. So sample123. Yeah. So sample123.txt is there. Okay. So by using touch command, we can create folders. Okay. The next command is create directory. So this is the create directory. So how to create directory by using mkdir. So mkdir is nothing but make directory. mkdir space some your particular directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. So by using touch, we can create only files. By using directory, we can create only folders. So touch is nothing but files. Directory is nothing but folders. Okay. So mkdir space sample123.4 and enter. So our file name is sample123 and our directory name is sample1234. So whether it is created or not by using check whether it is created or not by using ls command. So here, so where is our directory? Yeah, so this is the directory. So ఇక్కడ మనకి ప్రతిదీ డిఫరెంట్ కలర్ తో డిఫైన్ చేసి ఉంది చూడండి. సో ఫైల్ కి మనకి వైట్ కలర్, blue color is nothing but directory, and green color is nothing but some additional links or some additional configuration directories. Okay, so sample 1 2 3 4 is our directory. So this is our folder. Okay, so the next point is to create multiple directories. So to create multiple directories at a time. So mkdir space sam Sri, Anil, and enter. So cannot create directory Sam. Why? Because Sam is already existed. So Sam is already existed. Sam అనే file already ఉంది. So Sri and Anil create అయిందో లేదో చెక్ చేద్దాం by using ls command. Sri, where is Sri? Okay, wait. Enter. So Sri and Anil also existed. ఇక్కడే ఉన్నాయి చూడండి అక్కడ ఉంటుంది. Okay. Yeah. So Anil is there and Sri. Where is Sri? Yeah. Sri also there. Those two are directories. So the next, how to delete that particular directory. So now I delete Sri directory. So how to delete this thing? rm is the remove rm space sre and enter. So rm cannot remove Sri. It is the directory. So how to delete again? Rm space -rf. Rf is nothing but recursive forcefully. Remove recursive forcefully Sri. Now our file is deleted successfully. Previously we got error. The error is cannot remove Sri. Why? Because that is directory. Enduku delete avvaledu? That is directory. Directory is nothing but folder. ఈ ఫోల్డర్ లో మల్టిపుల్ ఫైల్స్ ఉండొచ్చు. సో ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి ఈ డైరెక్టరీ అని చెప్తుంది. అదే మనం ఒక ఫైల్ ని డిలీట్ చేయాలనుకోండి, ls చెక్ చేయాలి ls. సో హియర్ Sri is not there. So because we are already deleted Sri directory. Okay, so now delete some files. So file is nothing but sample123.txt. So how to delete? Rm space sample123.txt and enter. So now it is deleted successfully. We are not getting any error. Why? Because this is the file. ఫైల్ లోపల ఇంకా ఫైల్స్ ఏముండవు, అందువల్ల మనం rm అని ఇవ్వగానే డైరెక్ట్ గా డిలీట్ అయ్యింది. సో బట్ డైరెక్టరీ ఎందుకు డిలీట్ అవ్వలేదంటే ఆ డైరెక్టరీ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఏ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఇంకా ఫైల్స్ ఉండొచ్చు. సో అందుకే డిలీట్ అవ్వలేదు. దానికోసం ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? rm space -rf. rm is the remove, rf is the recursive forcefully. రికర్సివ్ ఫోర్స్ఫుల్లీ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ అందులో ఇంకా ఏదైనా ఫైల్ ఉన్నా కానీ ఫోర్స్ఫుల్ గా డిలీట్ చేయమని మనం ఒక కమాండ్ ని పాస్ చేసాం. సో the command is -rf. Okay, so that is the main difference between rm and rm space -rf. Okay, so the next command is to create nested directories. Nested directories is nothing but parent and child directories. So first one is the parent directory, remaining all are child directories. To create nested directories at a time, the command is mkdir space -p. -p is nothing but parent. -p is nothing but parent. So our parent directory is, so Srikanth is our parent directory. Srikanth is our parent directory, and child directories are Ram, Hari, Shiva, Sam, and enter. Okay, done. Now we are successfully created parent and child directories. Now check whether Srikanth is created or not by using ls. So where is Srikanth? So this is the Srikanth. Now move to this directory by using cd space Srikanth and enter. So previously we are in root. Now we are in Srikanth directory. So in this Srikanth, we have one child directory. That child directory name is Ram. So now check whether it is created or Ram is created or not by using ls and enter. Yes, Ram is there. Again move to Ram user cd space Ram. In this Ram we have Hari. So now check Hari is there or not. Ls. Yeah, Hari is there. So again move forward to Hari. So in Hari we have Shiva. ls. Yeah, Shiva is there. So again cd space Shiva. So in Shiva we have Sam. So check whether the Sam is created or not. Sam. So cd space Sam. So again check ls. So in this Sam we don't have any directory or any folder. Why? Because we have created only one parent and 4 child directories. Okay. So the next command is change the current location. How to change the current location by using cd. You already aware on the cd. So the next one is to go one level back. So to go one level back, now we are in Srikanth, Ram, Hari, Shiva, and Sam. So here, how many levels are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to go one level back means back to Shiva. So back to Sham to Shiva. So how to cd space dot cd space dot and enter. So now we are in Shiva. So previously we are in Sham. Now we are in Shiva. So the next command is to go 2 levels back. To go 2 levels back. So the command is cd space. So now my screen is visible, right?
No, sir.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next command is to go 2 levels back. 2 levels back means Hari and Shiva. Skip Hari and Shiva. Okay. How to skip that values? cd space dot slash dot and enter. Now we are in Ram. Previously we are in Ram, Hari and Shiva. So presently we are in Ram only. So the next command is to change user's home directory. So to change user's home directory. So home directory is nothing but root. So how to get back in root directory at a time? So cd space and enter. So no need to send any double dot slash double dot. So you just type cd and space and enter. cd space enter. That's enough. Okay. So the next, how to delete parent directory. So ls. So now to delete. So now to delete Srikanth. To delete Srikanth. So actually I am in. Okay, fine. Don't worry. So the next. So here we have so many files are there, like say copy, move, remove, and so many files and so many commands are there. So many basic commands are there. So and also we have 3 editors in Linux. So 3 editors in Linux. First editor name. So editors is 3 editors in Linux. First editor is Nano. Second editor is VI. Third editor is VN. So is here VI and VAM both are same, nano is different. So out of those three editors, nano is different, and VI and VAM, those two are different. VI and VAM is same. Okay. So now coming back to my script prompt. Now clear my screen by using clear command. So now I can use nano. So nano space create some folder name. So my folder name is sam12345.txt. So this is the text file. Now add some content in sam12345.txt. Hello. So the content is hello world. The content is hello. So in this terminal, how to copy the data? You just select it. So just select చేస్తే కాపీ అయిపోతుంది. రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసి కాపీ, డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేసి పేస్ట్ చేయడం అనేది ఏమి ఉండదు. You just select that content. It will automatically copy and enter, and again right click on your mouse, and again right click on your mouse, and again right click on your mouse. మీ మౌస్ ని రైట్ క్లిక్ చేస్తే కాపీ అయిన డేటా యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గా పేస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే. So in this editor we have so many options are there. G is nothing but get help, O is nothing but write out, W is nothing but where is, K is nothing but cut text, J is nothing but justify the lines, C is nothing but the cursor position, X is nothing but exist in this editor. So R is nothing but read first, / is replace, U is paste text, T is to spell check, and cap symbol is nothing but to go line. So now I save this file by using Control X. First one is Control X. Control X is exist. And file నుండి exit అయ్యేటప్పుడు they'll ask save modified buffer. Do you want to save this file? If you want to save this file, you just type Y in your keyboard. Otherwise, you can select N, or you can choose Control C. Okay, now you want to say yes and enter, again enter. Now my file is successfully edited in nano editor. Now how to check the output? By using cat command, cat space, my file name is sam12345.txt and enter. So this is my sam12345 output. Okay. So now we need to create one more file by using VI editor. Okay, so VI space sam12345.6.txt. So 1234 is in nano editor, 123456 is in VI editor. అంటే సేమ్ నానో ఎడిటర్ ని మళ్ళీ VI లో కూడా ఓపెన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సేమ్ లైక్ చూపిస్తాను చూడండి. అగైన్ VI స్పేస్ sam12345.txt and enter. Okay. సో ప్రీవియస్ ఎడిటర్ కి ఇప్పుడు ఎడిటర్ కి కొంచెం డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటో మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయగలుగుతున్నారా? సో ప్రీవియస్ ఎడిటర్ కి ఇప్పుడున్న ఎడిటర్ కి మీకు డిఫరెన్స్ కనిపిస్తుంది. ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటనేది మీరు ఎవరైనా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయగలిగారా? డిఫరెన్స్. So out of 150, no one is responding.
Like symbols వచ్చేసి.
Sorry. So your voice is not clear. So can you repeat again?
Sir, file name was there, sir, in nano at the top.
Okay, so that is one difference. Any other difference? So in below the screen, we don't have any options: exit to copy, cut, etc., right?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జిట్ ఇలాంటి ఆప్షన్స్ ఏమి ఉండవండి మనకి విఐ ఎడిటర్ లో. సో ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ ఈ విఐ ఎడిటర్ అనేది కొంచెం టిపికల్ గా ఉంటుంది. అలానే ఆ ఎడిటర్ గురించి మీకు ఒక ఐడియా ఉంటే చాలా యాక్యురేట్ గా వర్క్ అవుతుంది. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం చాలా ప్రోగ్రామెటిక్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో ఫస్ట్ ఈ విఐ ఎడిటర్ లో ఏదైనా కంటెంట్ ని మాడిఫై చేయాలనుకుంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా మనకి మాడిఫై అవ్వదు. ఫస్ట్ దీన్ని ఇన్సర్ట్ మోడ్ కి తీసుకురావాలి. ఇన్సర్ట్ మోడ్ కి తీసుకురావాలంటే సో టైప్ I in your keyboard. First type I in your keyboard. So now I am in insert mode. Okay. Hello. Welcome to APSSTC training program. Done. ఓకే, సో ఐ ప్రెస్ చేస్తేనే మనకి ఈ కంటెంట్ అనేది యాడ్ చేయడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంది. సో ద నెక్స్ట్ హౌ టు సేవ్ దిస్ ఫైల్. సో ఇన్ నానో వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ Ctrl+X, Y and enter. But in VI we are using first type escape button in your keyboard. First type escape in your keyboard. So in VI type escape button in your keyboard. So that is the first step, escape. So in this so the next one is :WQ. So type :WQ in your keyboard. :WQ not or :WQ. So the message will display on your left bottom side of screen. So the output will display on left bottom side screen. So :WQ and enter. So our file is successfully saved. So again check the output in output cat space sam1234.5.txt and enter. Yeah, so adding some additional content. Okay, so again open same file. Again I open same file in VI editor. Again click on I in my keyboard. So that I means that is the insert mode and enter. Now I add one more line. Hello all, and then type escape on my screw board and :Q and enter. Control Z. So again wait a minute. Yes, I hello all and escape :Q and enter. So now right, since last change add and to overwrite. Yes. Overwrite చేయాలంటే add colon simple అని వాడుతుంది అక్కడ. ఓకే, సో colon and enter. I escape and :Q not and enter. :Q not and enter. Here we are adding some content. So the content is hello all. Okay, now check my output cat space. So up arrow press చేస్తే మనకి previous commands రన్ అవుతాయి. enter. ఇక్కడ చూడండి. సో మనం ఇక్కడ హలో ఆల్ అని యాడ్ చేసాం, కానీ ఆ అవుట్పుట్ మనకి డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి మనకి. సో హియర్ :WQ is nothing but a save option. Save this file. So here :Q not symbol is nothing but so without saving this file. అంటే మనం ఏ మోడిఫికేషన్ చేసినా కానీ Q :Q not symbol ఇస్తే ఏమవుతుంది మనకి ఏ మోడిఫికేషన్ కూడా సేవ్ అవ్వకుండా మనకి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోతుంది ఫైల్. అంటే ఆ ఫైల్ ని సేవ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ యూజ్ colon wq not, otherwise you can use colon q not some. Okay, so when compared to vi editor, nano is very easier. Okay, so when compared to vi and vim, so nano is very easier. Okay, so here so many commands are there. Anil, so many things are there, like the colon q is nothing but to quit without saving a file. Colon w is nothing but to save the changes. W is nothing but to save the changes only. Colon wq is nothing but to save and quit. To save and quit. Colon wq is nothing but save and quit. And colon wq not rl or colon x is nothing but to save and quit without forcefully. Okay, so the next if colon n is nothing but jumps to line n. Okay, colon so here so many options are there. These options are enough for a vi editor. Okay, the next so many comments are there. So the next one is file permissions. How to give the file permission for particular script, like now I create one sample script, nano space sample.sh. That is the scripting file. So nano is the editor, sample is the file name, and my file extension is .sh. .sh is nothing but bash scripting, and enter. So already is there, that file is there. Now I can create one more file, sample sham.sh. So in this editor I am adding some content, hello. So the next is save this file, Control X, Y, and enter. So the next run this file. So script is always run with dot slash. So ./sam.sh, enter. So here the permission is denied. So the script is not working. Why? Because so they don't have any permission for this particular sam.sh file. So how to check the permissions? LL or LS. So LS is nothing but it displays only files. So LL is nothing but it displays file names, permissions, directories, space, and time also. So our file name is sham.sh. So this is the permissions for sham.sh. So this is the permission for sam.sh. So first of all, I copy the permission. So this is the sam.sh overall information. So in this information, I'll remove this field. So this is the permission for our sam.sh file. So here, first hyphen indicates file. So sham.sh is the file. Okay. So wait a minute. So now my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this permission field, first hyphen is nothing but file. So sam.sh is the file. So that's what it displays hyphen symbol. So here we have D also there. So D is also there. So D is nothing but directory. Directory is nothing but directory means so directory is nothing but folder. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మన ఫైల్ పర్మిషన్స్ లో ఇక్కడ స్టార్టింగ్ లో ఐఫన్ అని ఉంది అంటే అది మస్ట్ అండ్ షుడ్ ఫైల్. సో అది మస్ట్ అండ్ షుడ్ ఫైల్, ఏది ఏమైనా కానీ అది ఫైల్ అవుతుంది. సో ఎప్పుడైతే ఫైల్ పర్మిషన్స్ లో డి అని ఉంటుందో దట్ ఈస్ ద డైరెక్టరీ, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఫోల్డర్. ఓకే, సో ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా కానీ ఈ రెండు అనేవి కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉంటాయి, ఎక్కడా మారవు మనకి. ఓకే, సో హియర్ వన్ మోర్ ఫీల్డ్ ఇస్ దే ఎల్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ లింక్. అంటే లింక్ ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ చూడరు మీరు, సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఎప్పుడైనా చూస్తారు. సో ఎల్ ఈజ్ ద లింక్. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఐఫాన్ అంటే ఏంటి తెలిసింది కదా అందరికి. ఇక్కడ డి ఉంటే ఏంటి, ఐఫాన్ ఉంటే ఏంటి అనేది ఒక ఐడియా వచ్చింది, రైట్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ఓకే, సో ది నెక్స్ట్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఆర్ దీస్. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఏం మనకి ఇందులో, సో ఇక్కడ త్రీ ఫీల్డ్స్ ని సపరేట్ చేస్తున్నాం చూడండి. ఫస్ట్ 3, సెకండ్ 3 అండ్ థర్డ్ 3. సో R is nothing but read, W is nothing but write, hyphen is nothing but empty. So here R is nothing but read, hyphen is empty. So here R is nothing but read, hyphen is empty. Okay, so these 3 fields are called admin or owner. So these 3 fields are called owner. So second 3 fields are called group owner, and the remaining 3 fields are called end users. So remaining 3 fields are called end users. So owner is nothing but I am the owner for this particular account. అంటే రూట్ నుండి ఎవరైతే యాక్సెస్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళు ఓనర్ అవుతారు. ఓకే, సో గ్రూప్ ఓనర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ విత్ ఇన్ ది ఆర్గనైజేషన్. అంటే ఈ రూట్ నుండి ఎంతమంది యూజర్స్ ని స్ప్లిట్ చేసి ఆ యూజర్స్ అందరూ వర్క్ అవుతున్నారు. అంటే ఒక రూట్ నుండి 10 యూజర్స్ సపరేట్ స్ప్లిట్ చేసి ఆ 10 + 1 టోటల్ 11 మెంబర్స్. సో దోస్ 11 మెంబర్స్ ఆర్ గ్రూప్ ఓనర్స్. గ్రూప్ ఓనర్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటారు? విత్ ఇన్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో గ్రూప్ ఓనర్స్ అనేవి విత్ ఇన్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లో వర్క్ చేసే వాళ్ళని గ్రూప్ ఓనర్స్ అంటాం. ఓకే, సో ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? సో ఈ ఫైల్ ని అవుట్ సైడ్ ఎవరైతే యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారో, లైక్ వీఆర్ ద ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ ఇన్ ఫేస్బుక్. అంటే ఫేస్బుక్ ని మనం అందరం యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా, సో ఫేస్బుక్ కి మనం ఎండ్ యూజర్స్. అలాగే మన ఫైల్ కి కూడా సమ్ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ ఉంటారు. సో దీస్ 3 fields are end users. ఓకే, సో దీస్ 3 fields are end users. ఇక్కడ అరౌండ్ 9 fields లో 3 fields గా స్ప్లిట్ చేశాను. ఫస్ట్ 3 is owner, second 3 is group owner, and third 3 is end users. So here owner permission is read, right? So here owner permission is read. So by default read value is 4, write value is 2, execute value is 1. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏముంది ఇక్కడ బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా ఓనర్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు sam.sh అనే ఫైల్ ని ఓనర్ ఏం చేయగలరు? ఓన్లీ రీడ్ చేయొచ్చు, అలాగే దాన్ని ఎడిట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో రీడ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎడిట్ చేయొచ్చు, బట్ దాన్ని మాడిఫై చేయలేడు, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయలేడు. ఎందుకంటే ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ పర్మిషన్ లేదు. ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ పర్మిషన్ ఏముంది? ఎంటీ ఉంది. అలాగే గ్రూప్ ఓనర్ ఏముంది ఇక్కడ? ఓన్లీ గ్రూప్ ఓనర్ ఆ ఫైల్ ని రీడ్ చేయడం మాత్రమే, ఓన్లీ వ్యూ చేయగలడు అంతే. దాన్ని రైట్ చేయలేడు, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయలేడు. అలానే ఎండ్ యూజర్ కూడా ఓన్లీ రీడ్ చేయగలడు. సో దాన్ని రైట్ చేయలేడు, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయలేడు. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను, ఆ ఫైల్ కి ఓనర్ కి, గ్రూప్ కి, ఎండ్ యూజర్ కి అన్ని పర్మిషన్స్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఓకే, సో అన్ని పర్మిషన్స్ ఇవ్వాలంటే here we can use chmod command. So chmod is nothing but change modifications space 777. So 777 is nothing but, so first 7 for, so here first 7 for owner, second 7 for group owner, and third 7 for end user. 7 is nothing but, so read value is 4, write value is 2. 4 plus 2 6, execute value is 1. 6 plus 1 7, the total count is 7. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఇక్కడ 7 అని allocate చేస్తాం, ఓనర్ కి ఏమేం పర్మిషన్స్ వస్తాయి, read, write and execute, 3 permissions allocate అవుతాయి. At the same time group also read, write, execute. At the same time end user also read, write, execute. So now execute this command, chmod 777 space, my file name is, so I think my file name is, my file name ఏంటండి ఇక్కడ, again check. So my file name is sham.sh. okay, so chmod, now change permissions for sham.sh file, 777 dot space our file name and enter, again ll and enter. So this is the sham.sh. You can see, so this is the file, read, write, execution permission for owner, read, write, execution permission for group owner, read, write, execution permission for end user. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను, ఓనర్ కి అన్ని పర్మిషన్స్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను, గ్రూప్ ఓనర్ కి రీడ్, రైట్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను, ఎండ్ యూజర్ కి ఓన్లీ రీడ్ పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, సో దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ టాస్క్.
761.
761 రాంగ్. ఓనర్ కి ఆల్ పర్మిషన్స్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నాను, గ్రూప్ కి ఓన్లీ రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్, అండ్ ఎండ్ యూజర్ కి ఓన్లీ రీడ్.
764.
764 sir.
Yes, exactly right. Again chmod space 764 space our file name. Our file name is sham.sh and enter. Again ll and enter. So where is our file? This is our file. So this is the file. So all permissions for owner, read, write permission for group owner, read permission for end user. Okay, so the next run this script. So by using /sham.sh and enter. So this is my output, hello. అంటే sam.sh లో హలో అనే ఉంది కదా, అదే అవుట్. అది ఉందో లేదో చెక్ చేద్దాం ఎలా. సో nano space sam.sh, so hello. Okay, so control X by enter. So alak clear now?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Uptime command ఒకసారి.
uptime command అది బేసిక్ కమాండ్ కదమ్మా, అది ఎందుకు మళ్ళీ మీకు? హలో
ఎస్ సార్, అది ఒకసారి చెప్పండి, ఇవి అర్థమయ్యాయి సార్.
ఓకే, uptime ఇవ్వాలి కదా. సో uptime is nothing but how long server up and running. మన సర్వర్ యొక్క కండిషన్ అప్ లో ఉంది, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం రన్నింగ్ స్టేట్ లో ఉంది. సెకండ్ వచ్చి హౌ మెనీ యూజర్స్ కనెక్టెడ్ ఇన్ దిస్ సర్వర్. ఓకే, అండ్ థర్డ్ థింగ్ is load average time for this server. Okay, first is how long server up and running. So this is the up and running time. and second one is one user in this account and load average is 0, 0, 0. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏమన్నారు మనకి ఫస్ట్ ఏంటి, హౌ లాంగ్ సర్వర్ అప్ అండ్ రన్నింగ్. మన సర్వర్ యొక్క అప్ టైం ఏది, ఇది రన్నింగ్ టైం ఇది. సో మన సర్వర్ లో ఎంతమంది యూజర్స్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు, నేను ఒక్కడిని, ఐఎమ్ ద రూట్ యూజర్, 1 యూజర్. లోడ్ యావరేజ్ ఇస్ 0, అంటే నేను ఒక్కడనే కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను కాబట్టి నాకు లోడ్ అనేది 0, 0 లో ఉంది. ఫర్ సపోజ్ ఒక 3 to 4 మెంబర్స్ కనెక్ట్ అయితే లోడ్ అనేది వేరీ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే ఓకే,
Yes, sir.
any doubts in this session, you please let me know. Otherwise we will wind up the session for today and we will meet again tomorrow evening 4 to 6 p.m. So
Okay, sir.
any doubts? సో ఎవరికి డౌట్స్ లేవా?
No, sir.
ఓకే. సో ఓకే, ప్రగతి ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ రేపటి నుండి సేమ్ టైమింగ్ అండి మీకు. సో 4 to 6 p.m.
సార్ అటెండెన్స్ లేదా సార్?
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఉండండి, ఇస్తానండి ఒకసారి, ఒక 2 minutes. సో ఈ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ అటెండెన్స్ అండి, ఫిల్ చేయండి మీరు. సో ఆల్రెడీ చాట్ బాట్ లో పెట్టాను ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, అదే అటెండెన్స్, ఫిల్ చేయండి. ఓకే, మీరు త్వరగా ఫిల్ చేయండి. 5 minutes లో సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం, ఎందుకంటే మళ్ళీ 6 బ్యాచ్ సేమ్ మీటింగ్ లో కనెక్ట్ అవుతారండి. 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఒకసారి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయ్యి 6:10 కి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వండి. 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్. సో 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఒకసారి ఎగ్జిట్ అయ్యి ఒక 5 minutes తర్వాత కనెక్ట్ అవ్వండి. ఓకే, సో ఆల్రెడీ 4 to 6 బ్యాచ్ రన్నింగ్ అవుతుంది. ఇందులో ఆల్రెడీ ఫిల్డ్ అంటే ప్రీవియస్ సెషన్ లో ఏమైనా ఫిల్ చేసి ఉంటే మళ్ళీ ఫిల్ చేయని అవసరం లేదు, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో మీటింగ్ లో ఒకసారి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయ్యి 6:10 కి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వండి ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా. ఓకే, సో 4 to 6 బ్యాచ్, ప్రజెంట్ 4 to 6 బ్యాచ్ రన్నింగ్ అవుతుంది కదా. సో 4 to 6 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు ఒకసారి ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఫిల్ చేసి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. సో ఏదైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి 5 minutes లో. సో ఏ డౌట్ లేకపోతే ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. ఎందుకు అంటే ఇదే మీటింగ్ లో మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ బ్యాచ్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతారు. ఓకే, సో మై నేమ్ ఇస్ రామ్దీప్. My name is Ramdeep, R-A-M-D-E-E-P, R-A-M-A-D-E-E-P, Ramdeep. Thank you very much. మా త్వరగా, we have 4 more minutes time. మీరు ఎగ్జిట్ అయితే నెక్స్ట్ బ్యాచ్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతారండి. సో 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు 6:10 కి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వండి. ఒకసారి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వండి ఒకసారి. 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ 6 to 8 బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఒకసారి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయ్యి 6:10 కి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వండి ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా. ఓకే, సో 4 to 6 బ్యాచ్ ప్రగతి ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ బ్యాచ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో మీరు ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఓపెన్ చేసి ఉంటే ఆల్రెడీ మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోయినా కానీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ సబ్మిట్ చేయొచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో అర్థం చేసుకోండి, ఎందుకంటే మీ తర్వాత వేరే బ్యాచ్ ఉంది కదా, వాళ్ళు అటెండ్ అవ్వడం కోసం. సో మీరు ఇలానే ఉంటే వాళ్ళు అటెండ్ అవ్వలేరు. సో ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ లింక్ ఓపెన్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఆల్రెడీ మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ లింక్ ఓపెన్ చేయని వాళ్ళు మాత్రమే ఓపెన్ చేసి మీటింగ్ నుండి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. సో ఇంకొక 2 minutes లో నేను మీటింగ్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను.
Sir, can you please share the feedback form again, sir? Sure.
మా ఏదైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే రేపటి సెషన్ లో అడగండి. సో నెక్స్ట్ బ్యాచ్ వెయిటింగ్ ఉన్నారు ఆల్రెడీ. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్. సో విల్ మీట్ ఆన్ టుమారో సేమ్ టైమింగ్ 4 PM to 6 PM. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్. సో మీటింగ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఫిల్ చేస్తే ఆల్రెడీ ఫిల్డ్ అని వస్తుంది, డోంట్ వరీ, స్కిప్ దట్ మెసేజ్.